The families of thousands of children in England who were harmed after their mothers were given a drug to treat epilepsy while they were pregnant should receive urgent financial help. That's the verdict of a report by the patient safety watchdog, which is being published tomorrow after people affected have fought for decades to get help. The report also looks at women who've suffered terribly after operations using pelvic mesh and concludes they too should also get help. The government's being warned that if they do not act, it will show a callous disregard for the suffering that patients have been through. Our health correspondent Sophie Hutchinson reports.
There was people in the health authority that knew about all of this, and I wasn't told.
Why did it take for me to have 4 children before somebody said, that child looks like it's got sodium valproate syndrome?
It felt like cheese wire that was running around my groin.
A handful of the thousands of women who've been fighting for justice, some for 40 years, after medical treatments went badly wrong.
Hi, Andy.
I first filmed with Andy 7 years ago.
Oh, how lovely to see you.
He's now 25, but will never live independently. He has severe learning disabilities and autism caused by the epilepsy drug sodium valproate that his mum Emma was on when she was pregnant.
Oh, you did drama today?
And I'm the big bad wolf today. I'm the big bad wolf.
Andy is one of an estimated 20,000 children in the UK harmed. Tomorrow, the first redress scheme in England proposing financial help for them will be published, but his mum Emma is sceptical.
This is just a proposal. I know that there's going to be years until this actually comes into fruition. And then for me to try and trust these people, to actually believe that this is going to be until Andy dies.
The scheme also recommends help for the 10,000 women in England harmed by pelvic mesh, used to treat incontinence and prolapse, but which left some women like Sadie with debilitating injuries.
In December, I went into hospital. I was suicidal. The pain got too much, couldn't manage it. I'm not able to be a mum that I need to be. My 15-year-old son has had to undress me to help me into bed because the pain has been too much.
The proposal by the Patient Safety Commissioner is for a 2-stage redress scheme, an interim payment due next year for those directly harmed, £20,000 for victims of mesh and £100,000 for sodium valproate, followed by a main scheme offering further financial and non-financial help tailored to families' needs. The Commissioner has compared the number of children harmed by sodium valproate to thalidomide, the most notorious birth defect story in history.
This is a scandal that's bigger than thalidomide. People have been campaigning for this for decades.
And she told us that ministers must now listen and introduce the redress scheme.
If the patients still don't have their voices heard, then it really shows that there's a callous disregard for the pain and the suffering that all of these patients and families have experienced.
But the government in England is yet to confirm whether it will accept the scheme to give financial redress to families like these who have suffered for so many years. Sophie Hutchinson, BBC News.
The government is